What's going on, guys? My name is Johan Mendez, and I'm going to bring you a What's in My Bag 2019. So 2019 is now coming to a close, and 2020 is coming, and there's going to be tons of new tech, tons of new cameras. The 1DX Mark III is getting announced, new Sigma lenses are going to come out. It's just going to be a lot of new stuff, and it's going to be coming at us fast. But the question is, what am I running in my camera bag right now? So that's exactly what I'm going to show you. So I carry this big behemoth everywhere I go, and I'm going to show you exactly what I bring with me on my everyday shoots and productions. Alright, so starting with the camera, is actually the camera I'm using right now, which is the GH5S Panasonic camera, paired with a Sigma 30mm 1.4 lens. So that's my main setup that I'm running right now, but I do have a backup camera, as everyone should. You can either use your phone, use a backup DSLR camera, whatever you can find, just use something in case something goes wrong. You always need a backup camera. So I'm running the Canon T6i as my second one, and that's mainly what I use just for my second source. I've never had to use it so far, so far so good. For a microphone, I'm running the Rode VideoMic Pro. So this is a great little microphone in case you need to just snag audio real fast. I usually try to use that as my secondary audio. I do have a lav mic coming in, and I think I'm gonna go with the Sennheiser lav mic for that. But for right now, I'm just using a regular shotgun microphone. And then in terms of lenses as well, I have the Rokinon 85mm lens. This is a 1.8, I believe. So this is a cine lens. You have to be careful when buying cine lenses because they don't have autofocus. So this is when I want to use those really nice extreme close-ups and whatnot to capture detail. I usually just use my 85mm. And then as opposed to that, I have my 12mm, which is also made by Rokinon. And this is a 2.2 cine lens, I believe. Yes, it is. So this is just a smaller lens that I throw on my camera when I'm going for those wide angle shots. But majority of the time, I'm actually finding myself using my Sigma lens, which is paired on my camera right now, which is exactly what you're looking through as we speak. Alright, and next up is my portable lighting setup. So I usually bring with me two M9 aperture lights, really small. They come in little nice packaging, which is really cool because it keeps your lights nice and safe. They're these pretty bright little, very tiny lights, but they're really handy. You could just shine this on a background. If you need a secondary light, use this as your fill. I wouldn't recommend using this as your key light. It's just a little harsh and it's not that bright, to be honest, if you're trying to light up an entire area. But I have found myself using this for trying to put it in the car, like when I've done music videos and they're trying to put them in the car and you're in the dashboard. You could just hide one of these up there, put it on the dashboard, and it'll create a small light on your subject. So they're good to put in little places that you can't put a huge light like a softbox, so I would recommend them, but personally I don't find myself using them too much, but it's always good to have secondary lighting in case you need it. My other portable light is this Viltrox light. This is what I use as my key, to be honest. If I don't have my softboxes, I can really depend on this to grip a lot of light. This little thing is quite enormous and quite bright, but it does use a significantly larger battery as opposed to the other one, mainly because the other one doesn't have a battery. You just charge it via USB cable, but you have one of these big behemoths right here. But if you can afford to carry these around, I would take two, and these last forever. They really do last a long time, so I would recommend both these lights in case you're on the go shooting. I've had to use them for shoots myself when my big softboxes die, so I really do recommend them. Alright, next up is my gimbal, my Ronin SC. So if you don't know, this one actually does slide into two parts if you needed to be extremely portable. So this part comes off, this part comes off, and you can even unscrew the bottom handle if you need to. So it will actually go into three parts. So all of these three parts go into my bag right on the top side. And it's extremely useful to carry stabilization. So handy, because before I used to use a glide cam, which a lot of people like to use, and it just wasn't working for me. It was really big. If you wanted to take it apart, it'd take forever to set back up. This one's three pieces. You write down notes on what you need for your measurements, and then you're on the go. You have a stabilizer ready, which in my personal opinion is better than a glide cam. So this is extremely handy to have a Ronin SC on you. I would highly recommend getting one if your camera fits it. If not, you're gonna have to get the Ronin S, which is a lot bigger, but honestly, the fact that it fits in a bag is just so perfect. Alrighty, next is my ND filter. So I bought a K&F Concept ND filter. So I use this one mainly for my Sigma lens. They're pretty tiny. It's a variable ND. I've used it quite a bit only when I shoot in like noon, really bright daylight that I've had to really whip it out. But if you're doing private productions and you're trying to do things like workout videos and places where you have a set, you really won't need one. But if you're freelance, you're trying to do weddings, you're trying to go out and do photography out in the day, I would really recommend a variable ND filter, because they have saved my butt quite a few times. You can get away with bumping up your shutter speed, as many people have said. You can just bump your shutter speed and most people won't notice. But if you want to play it safe, you want to keep that natural motion blurring and stick to the laws of cinematography, then you should really get an ND filter, cut that light, and keep that delicious depth of field. All right, and then on my side, I actually don't have it right here, but it's actually the tripod I'm using right now. But I will usually put my tripod right on the side of the bag right here, and then when I put it on the side, it just carries along with me, so I have my tripod in case I need extreme stabilization if I'm doing a time lapse, anything like that, and then I have my gimbal for when I'm on the go stabilization. Either way, I always need stabilization just because the camera I have, and it's always good to have stabilization on you. And last but not least, I have the beautiful and wonderful MacBook Pro that I take with me absolutely everywhere. This computer is a beast. So I originally bought this computer because I wanted to do my editing and whatnot on the go, and that was the idea. So I went to my local store, went to go look for Apple products in the MacBook, and I found this absolutely beautiful beast. This is the 15-inch MacBook Pro with the i9 inside of it. Cost me about $2,600 to get it, but to be honest, it is so worth it because you can go anywhere, while the ability to edit 4K footage is just a blessing. So if I'm doing any sort of shoot and maybe they want to see what it looks like right then and there, just whip up my laptop, load up the footage really fast, and then there you go. It's really quick and easy. I would highly recommend getting one as opposed to a tower. I used to edit here on my desk. It's a lot easier to just take that with me wherever I want to go. And that way you can go to like a coffee shop or something and, you know, have a peaceful editing session. Alright, well that concludes the what's in my bag, what's in my camera bag video for end of 2019. I don't think I'm going to be changing much for my 2020 camera bag. Perhaps my secondary camera will be better, but I definitely plan on sticking with the GH5S as my main. Definitely not changing laptops. My lighting setup might get better. I've been looking towards the Aputure 120D. It looks like a really promising light as opposed to my big softboxes, but that's not really going to go into my camera bag. But nevertheless, I think this is going to be what I'm sticking to. If you guys have any questions at all about how to light anything, about any sort of tips and whatnot, go ahead and shoot me a message on my Instagram. It's going to be @johan.mendez. You can go ahead and message me there any time of the day. I'm always on my phone, so you can always just shoot me a message and I'll try to reply to you as quick as possible. So if you have any questions, any tips you want to teach me, any things you want me to teach you, whatever it may be, I'm always down for some messaging and talking about, you know, just cinematography and photography and whatnot. So go ahead and hit me up on there, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you. Peace.